Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got with me a huge box from Used Books Factory, which I went to I think a couple of days back, and I wanted to do the unboxing with you guys and show you what all books I picked up, and let's get right into it. So I'm going to inaugurate the box. So I'm going to open it right here in front of you. Let's see. So the Used Books Fair happened in my city about a few days back, and to be honest, I've gone to one of these book fairs before. I've gone to Lock the Box a lot of times, and when I first went to the Used Books Factory, I was excited because I got a lot of super interesting books which I never thought I would, in an amazing condition. But then when I went to it the second time, they had it somewhere near my place. It wasn't that great. I didn't even get a box. I literally found like one book, so I was kind of disappointed by my own enthusiasm. And then when I went to this time, I found some really amazing books. So I got the box for $19.99, which I thought was pretty expensive, because before, for this size of a box, I used to get I think for $14.99 in Lock the Box, but I think all the prices are jacked up now, and this size box is now $19.99. There's a bigger box than this, which I think is about $29.99, which I didn't go for. And there's a smaller box which is about $9.99, I think, or is it $109.99? I'm not really sure, but I don't recollect how many books I fit in. That's how it looks inside. I kind of stuffed it all in, so I'll open it and I will show you everything I got. I also got this time quite a bit of children's books because, you know, now I have a toddler and I really want him to get into some really good books. So let's get started with the first book I picked up. Super excited about it. This is the Wishing Chair collection. So this is by Enid Blyton, and I read this book when I was really small, I think maybe around third or fourth standard, and I loved this collection. I have read all the Wishing Chair stories, and when I saw this hardbound edition of the Wishing Chair collection with all of the illustrations in it in an amazing condition, I immediately picked it up. It's almost like it hits nostalgia for me. If you have not read Enid Blyton, which I think you would have, but if you haven't, you should definitely read the Wishing Chair collection. If you have kids, introduce them to this book. They have some amazing family stories, and it's an amazing series, you guys. This is the complete collection, so it's got 3 chunks of books, which is Adventures of the Wishing Chair, The Wishing Chair Again, and more Wishing Chair stories. And so this is about these 2 kids who are siblings, and they visit all these fabulous lands and faraway places and castles and fantasy worlds with the help of this chair. All they have to do is wish, and it's an amazing collection, and I love that it's in perfect condition. I mean, look at it. All right, next one. Every time I'm looking at it now after I bought it the other day, because I just opened it and I'm so excited by what I got. This is Treasure Island. I got a classic and I got a hardbound, and I don't know what edition this is. I think this is a UK edition, and I was excited, you guys. I always get excited when I find these really special collector's editions of books that you don't find normally around your area and your locality. And so I was so excited about this one. I've read Treasure Island when I was a kid and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I really want to do it all over again. It's an amazing classic by Robert Louis Stevenson. If you have not read it, you should. It almost like gives you these Peter Pan vibes, but it's more realistic and more interesting, and this edition is gorgeous. The only thing I think I feel a little bummed about is I wish there were some illustrations in this book, but there are absolutely no illustrations, and it's in perfectly good condition. So another great pick, I feel. Next one, I'm gonna get to all the kids books in the end, so I'm just gonna plop it on the side so you can just If you're waiting to see the kids book, you can just forward it after a certain point, or if you're just okay seeing all the other books, then you're welcome to stay. I then got Wonder Woman Warbringer by Lois Bardugo. I already have the first two books in the series, I don't know, somewhere here. So I've got Catwoman, got Superman, I think, and this is Wonder Woman. So I wanted to finish this collection. This is an entire Superman special, superhero special collection of the DC people. So definitely, if you're into superheroes, check out this book. There's also Catwoman and Superman. If you're interested, you can check them out as well. But they're all written by different authors. And this one is Leigh Bardugo, and who doesn't love a Leigh Bardugo? So also another good book. I then got an amazing, you guys, I got an amazing collector's edition of A Study in Scarlet and Other Stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And just look at it, it's got sprayed edges. This is a WordPress special edition, and I already have like another book from this collector's edition, and it's amazing, and it's got like these colored illustrations. If you can see them, they're just so gorgeous. And it's a new book. It's not even like a pre-owned book. They had like bundles of new books, and so it's perfect if you're trying to get yourself into a collector's edition of classics, and I always love collecting classics. And so I got this one has some amazing stories. I mean, look at this intro, it's just gorgeous, right? So it's got A Study in Scarlet, The Sign of the Four, and The Speckled Brand, and they also got some from The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and some from the Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. So if you're a Sherlock Holmes fan, definitely recommend this one. I got another book from the same special edition, which I'm excited about, and that is The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. And this is by Anne Bronte. If you have read Anne Bronte, I think that Anne Bronte is one of the most underrated sisters from the Bronte sisters. Charlotte Bronte is so much more famous, but I really think the Anne Bronte books are amazing. They just give a whole new outlook at the times that they had lived in, and I really enjoyed that. If you have not read Anne Bronte books, you should. And The Tenant of Wildfell Hall was up on my TBR for classics this year, and I actually found an amazing sprayed edges collector's edition with like super beautiful maps and all. I mean, I was intrigued, I was happy, and I picked it immediately. Then I got myself a hardbound edition of The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. I have read The Bane Chronicles before, and I loved it. It's one of my favorite short story collection ever. And my favorite character from the Shadowhunter series is Magnus Bane. So this is the only short novella set that I didn't have from my Cassandra Clare series, like The Ghost of the Shadow Market. And I really wanted to get this one. And the moment I saw that it's a hardcover and it's The Bane Chronicles, I immediately picked it up. If you have not read the Shadowhunter series, do not start with this one. That's a trigger just right up there. That's a spoiler warning. Do not start with this book. Start with the normal series, and once you start getting into your characters, then you can pick up short stories like this. But this is an amazing find as well for me. And then I got, well, what book fair do I go to and not pick up David volumes? I mean, I would pick up David volumes in a jiff anywhere, and this time I got The World's Worst Pets by David Volumes. Again, a hardcover in perfect condition. I think that's the thing with used books factory book fair compared to Lock the Box. You can find a lot of new books like this almost untouched, and that's kind of like shocking because you find so many good books like these. I don't understand how it is a pre-owned book fair. You also find a lot of pre-owned books as well, but this is totally new. And this is a collection of short stories by David Volumes with respect to pets, and yes, definitely check this one out as well. I got a lot of hardcovers this time, I'm realizing. I think the only book that wasn't a hardcover was the Wonder Woman one, because then I got Rainbow Rowell's Carry On, and I've been meaning to read Rainbow Rowell for a really long time, especially Fangirl. I haven't read her books, but all of them are pretty famous. And when I saw this special edition hardcover book of Rainbow Rowell, I immediately picked it up because it's been on my list for quite a while to try some of her books, and many of them are like super popular. So I'm gonna check this one out. Just look at the cover and the hard bounding, it's just gorgeous. I'm so lucky I got this one as well. And then I picked up this hardcover of another Enid Blyton book. This is Five on Brexit Island, and Famous Five was one of my favorite series as a kid. I read that more than the Secret Seven series, which is the other bunch of detectives kind of books. I've read all of them, but the reason I picked this up was because it's a hardcover, and I have honestly not seen this kind of a hardcover. It's a matte hardcover, which I've not seen in the local areas. So I really wanted to have it, and it's always a quick read, a fun read. If you have kids, definitely recommend it. So all in all, a great pick as well. Then, you guys, I could not believe what I saw there. The next book I picked up was just like, I was so shocked it was even there, and that is Pages & Co. It's the third book in the series, Tilly and the Map of Stories, and it's a hardcover, and it is so brand new, and it is amazingly pretty. If you haven't read Pages & Co. before, let me tell you guys, it was my favorite book of 2025. I have the second book which I intend to read this December because it's a very Christmassy, vintage kind of ambience always with the books. So I'm gonna read that this year, and I was just telling myself that I need to get the third book because once I finish the second book, I need to start the third book, so I need to start getting it. But I wish I could get the hardcover. Definitely the hardcovers are more expensive than the paperbacks, by far more. So the first two books that I have are paperbacks. So I was just thinking to myself that I should get myself a hardcover, and guess what I find? I find the exact third book in hardcover over there, and I flipped. Immediately went into my box. I don't care what went into my box. This had to go in. It's a middle grade book. If you haven't read Pages & Co. before, I highly recommend you to begin right away. The first book is just amazing. It just takes you inside storybooks and fairy tales of all these amazing characters that you see, and I'm so excited to read this one. I'll get to this one as soon as I'm done with my second book. Next book I picked up was Mary Poppins Opens the Door. This is also a hardcover, and the reason I picked this up was because I really love Mary Poppins, and I knew there were books about Mary Poppins, but obviously they were classics and those books are there, but I feel like those books weren't as popular as the movies. And when I saw, this is actually a series for Mary Poppins, so when I saw this in hardcover and with illustrations inside, I flipped. I had to pick it up. It was just gorgeous. I don't think this is the first book in the series. There are definitely more books. I think I got one more Mary Poppins, but that was not a hardcover. So that's Mary Poppins in Cherry Tree Lane. So this is that book. I actually liked the cover. It was so pretty and very springish, and I don't know how many books are there in the series, to be honest, and I don't know which one is first as well. I have to either Fable it out or Goodread it out and figure out, but I really wanted to start this collection of Mary Poppins books. I only wish I got this also in hardcover, but I couldn't find it, but I was happy I found it nevertheless, because it's always good to have some Mary Poppins in the house to give you a load of cheer. So these were two books of Mary Poppins that I picked up. Then I picked up this book, which is totally random. I have not heard about this author. This was purely a cover by. It says, It Happened in Paris by Molly Hopkins. And I'm always on the lookout for some nice, breezy, fun romance books. And all of these romance books nowadays are like just so viral and so popular. But there have always been so many romance books that haven't really gotten the limelight. And I always feel like finding those books and reading those. I do know for a matter of fact there are some amazing authors like Kathy Hopkins, Millie Johnson, and there's always the official Shopaholic series, which is by far the most famous one. And this one, Molly Hopkins, is also, I felt like the cover was very intriguing. It happened in Paris. I just felt like it's a romance that I can dive into, and so I just picked it up. Compared to all of the most viral romance books that are out there right now. Then I picked up a Claire Balding book. This is The Racehorse Who Wouldn't Gallop. Now, I generally like some of these middle grade books by Claire Balding or David Bordell, but I don't have any of their books. I generally just pick them up from the library, I read them, and then keep them back. But this one was this looked really nice and interesting, so I just picked it up and I'll just see how it goes. I'll just add it to my middle grade shelf. Those are all the adult books. I picked some nice cute books as well for toddlers. This one, well, this is not for my toddler, this is for me. This is the Beauty and the Beast Treasure Cove story of the Teapot's Tale. So if you know me, I love collecting Disney books. I have a whole section for Disney books. Maybe I'll do a separate video just showing you all of the Disney books I have. It's going to be a long video, but I just wanted to add this to my collection because I love Beauty and the Beast, and the teapot side of the story is just so amazing. They had like other ones as well, like from in Aladdin, maybe a side story like this, and also from Cinderella, I think. But this one looked more intriguing than the others, and so I picked this one up. And then I picked this one up, which is Disney Fairies, The Trouble with Tink. And I love Tinkerbell as well, and so this was a very colorful, and I just love books with illustrations like this. So I saw it and I immediately picked it up. And then I just have with me a collection of kids books. So this one is Wheels on the Bus for my toddler. This is a sound book, but I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm gonna put the battery in and check. So this is just another board book for the Wheels on the Bus rhymes, which I thought was very cute, and the Wheels on his Bus seems to be his new favorite rhyme. And then I picked this one, which is Where's My Unicorn? And the only reason I picked it up was he loves all these flap books, and paper flaps just don't stay, whereas this kind of cloth flaps are so much more durable. So the moment I saw it, I picked it up. And then I took this book, which is My First Touch and Find Jungle, which is a look and feel book. So this one's a little tattered than the others, but it's got these amazing touchy-feely elements that he enjoys. So there you go. So it looks like that. So I picked this one up as well. He's gonna tear it in like a few days, so it didn't really matter to me. And the last book I picked up was Now I'm 3, All About Me and the Things I Can Do. I mean, there were so many other books like Now I Am 4, Now I Am 5. I just picked this one up because it was cute, not because he's turning 3 though. It's got like, he loves books on puppies, so it's got like these cute touch elements and a cute board book side story, and so I picked this one up as well. There you go. Those are all the books. Now I'm going to do a quick count and see how many books I fit into this box. So there's these 4, and then there's 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we have these 2, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So I actually fit into this box 20 books. 20 books for 2000 is actually not a bad deal, considering that most of these are special edition hardcovers, and well, most of them are hardcovers. So I think I'm actually pleased with what I picked up. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and like button, and I will see you in another video. Bye.